What is up, bosses? It's Rapid X Boss here, and today I'm just going to be going through the basic fundamentals of American football for people who don't really know. So, first off, we're going to start with the very basics. In American football, the aim is to get more points than the other team. Yeah, pretty simple. It is played with teams of about 45, but only 11 are allowed on the pitch at once from each team. It is played with a ball that is not dissimilar to a rugby ball, but smaller and pointier. The size of the pitch is 100 yards by 50, with two end zones at either end added on. There are uprights on both sides of the pitch. There are several ways of scoring. The bog standard touchdown is when a player catches or runs the ball into the opposing team's end zone. This scores them 6 points. After that, you can choose between two different ways to get extra points. You can either try to kick it over the uprights for 1 point, or try do a 2-point conversion, which is where you just do a normal play from 3 points out and try 3 yards out and try get it into the end zone for 2 points. During any point in the game, but obviously you're going to want to be in range, a team can set up for a kick, and this is called a field goal, and it's when they kick it over the uprights. This is not an extra point, as it's not directly after a touchdown, and you get 3 points for that. And finally, very rarely, when you're defending and you tackle the person with the ball in their own end zone, if they went into it from a position outside of it, then the defending team get 2 points. So your team get 2 points. So basically, if they were outside the end zone, then they went into it, and then you tackled them in it, then you get 2 points, and that's a safety. Okay, so on to the next thing. The offense has to try to get the ball down using a series of downs. A down is a single play where the ball goes into play, and then it ends when a tackle is made. A down consists of several events. The snap, where the centre, we'll talk about that later, puts the ball through his legs to the quarterback. But it doesn't always have to be the quarterback, but it generally is the quarterback. This indicates the start of the play. From there, the quarterback either decides to pass it or hand it to the running back. Again, we'll talk about that later. And then he runs it. Each down, the offense can do 1 forward pass and as many lateral passes as they want. A lateral pass is basically if it's to the side or backwards. The down ends when the player gets tackled to the ground, or the forward pass is not caught, or this is called an incomplete pass, or the ball carrier steps out of bounds, or the ball is fumbled. Also, if a lateral pass isn't completed, it's not called an incomplete pass, it's just a fumble, and they can try to recover it. The offense has 4 downs to try to make 10 yards. If they don't, then the ball gets turned over to the defending team. If the ball gets fumbled and the defense recovers, then it gets turned over, and if the ball is intercepted, then it gets turned over. There are 4 quarters with a break between each, with a 2-minute warning at 2 minutes before the end of the second quarter and the fourth quarter, where there are smaller breaks. The clock stops after an incomplete pass, or when the ball goes out of bounds, or if the teams switch. So basically, when the defense turns into the offense and the offense turns into the defense. Each team has 3 timeouts per half. When they call a timeout, they can go over to the sideline to talk to the coaches and get a break. The clock also stops after this. The offense has 40 seconds to snap the ball between each down. Okay, so that's the basics of American football. You may need to go over that again because that did go kind of quickly. Obviously, there's a lot more to it, like a lot more to it, but that just getting started. So just a basic understanding. I will do another video going into more detail about the offense and the defense and more about the NFL and how it works and other stuff like that. I may also, as I am from Scotland in the UK, I may go into what sort of American football is in the UK. But for now, that's the end of the video, and I'll see you guys later. What's up, bosses? It's Rapid. What is up, bosses? It's Rapid X Boss here. And today I'm just going to be going through the basic fundamentals of American football for people who don't really know. So, first off, we're going to start with the very, very basics. In American football, the aim is to get more points than the other team. Yeah, pretty simple. It is played with teams of about 45, but only 11 are allowed on the pitch at once from each team. It is played with a ball that is not dissimilar to a rugby ball, but smaller and pointier. The size of the pitch is 100 yards by 50, with 2 end zones at either end added on. There are uprights on both sides of the pitch. There are several ways of scoring. The bog standard touchdown is when a player catches or runs the ball into the opposing team's end zone. This scores them 6 points. After that, you can choose between 2 different ways to get extra points. You can either try to kick it over the uprights for 1 point, or try do a 2-point conversion, which is where you try play from, just do a normal play from 3 points out and try 3 yards out and try get it into the end zone for 2 points. During any point in the game, but obviously you're going to want to be in range, a team can set up for a kick. And this is called a field goal, and it's when they kick it over the uprights. This is not an extra point, as it's not directly after a touchdown, and you get 3 points for that. And finally, very rarely, when you're defending and you tackle the person with the ball in their own end zone, if they went into it from a position outside of it, then the defending team get 2 points, so your team get 2 points. So basically, if they were outside the end zone and they went into it, and then you tackled them in it, then you get 2 points, and that's a safety. Okay, so on to the next thing. The offense has to try to get the ball down using a series of downs. A down is a single play where the ball goes into... What is up? What is up, bosses? What is up? What is up, bosses? It's Rapid X Boss here. And today I'm just going to be going through the basic fundamentals of American football for people who don't really know. So, first off, we're going to start with Mom, can you watch this and see if it makes sense to you? That's a reference to a game, but let's turn it up. What is up, bosses? It's Rapid Xbox, and today I'm just going to be going through the basic fundamentals of American football for people who don't really know. So, first off, we're going to start with very, very basics. In American football, the aim is to get more points than the other team. Yeah, pretty simple. It's played with teams of about 45, but only 11 are allowed on the pitch at once from each team. It's played with a ball that is not dissimilar to a rugby ball, but smaller and pointier. The size of the pitch is 100 yards by 50, with 2 end zones at either end added on. There are uprights on both sides of the pitch. There are several ways of scoring. The bog standard touchdown is when a player catches or runs the ball into the opposing team's end zone. This scores them 6 points. After that, you can choose between 2 different ways to get extra points. You can either try to kick it over the uprights for 1 point, or try do a 2-point conversion, which is where you try play from just do a normal play from 3 points out and try 3 yards out and try get it into the end zone for 2 points. During any point in the game, but obviously you're going to want to be in range, a team can set up for a kick, and this is called a field goal, and it's when they kick it over the uprights. This is not an extra point, as it's not directly after a touchdown, and you get 3 points for that. And finally, very rarely, when you're defending and you tackle the person with the ball in their own end zone, if they went into it from a position outside of it, then the defending team get 2 points, so your team get 2 points. So basically, if they were outside the end zone and they went into it, and then you tackled them in it, then you get 2 points, and that's a safety. Okay, so on to the next thing. The offense has to try to get the ball down using a series of downs. A down is a single play where the ball goes into play, and then it ends when a tackle is made. A down consists of several events. The snap, where the centre, we'll talk about that later, puts the ball through his legs to the quarterback. But it doesn't always have to be the quarterback, but it's generally the quarterback. This indicates the start of the play. From there, the quarterback either decides to pass it or hand it to the running back. Again, we'll talk about that later. And then he runs it. Each down, the offense can do 1 forward pass and as many lateral passes as they want. A lateral pass is basically if it's to the side or backwards. The down ends when the player gets tackled to the ground, or the forward pass is not caught, or this is called an incomplete pass, or the ball carrier steps out of bounds, or the ball is fumbled. Also, if a lateral pass isn't completed, it's not called an incomplete pass, it's just a fumble, and they can try to recover it. The offense has 4 downs to try to make 10 yards. If they don't, then the ball gets turned over to the defending team. If the ball gets fumbled and the defense recovers, then it gets turned over, and if the ball is intercepted, then it gets turned over. There are 4 quarters with a break between each, with a 2-minute warning at 2 minutes before the end of the second quarter. Is that 4 minutes? Jesus,
where there are small breaks.
The clock stops after an incomplete pass, or when the ball goes out of bounds, or if the teams switch.
So basically, when the defense turns into the offense and the offense turns into the defense. Each team has 3 timeouts per half. When they call a timeout, they can go over to the sideline to talk to the coaches and get a break. The clock also stops after this. The offense has 40 seconds to snap the ball between each down. Okay, so that's the basics of American football. You may need to go over that again because that did go kind of quickly. Obviously, there's a lot more to it, but that just gets started. So just a basic understanding. I'll do another.
That's very good.
So you understood it?
Yep.
Oh, it's gone on my YouTube.